what we're setting up with 4 out of 5 students owning a bicycle, based on this result, how many of the 800 students in a school own a bicycle? So I'm looking at those who own a bike to the total. And 800 is the total. That's the total number of students in the school. So what I'm looking at is how is 5 connected to 800? So to get my multiplier, I'm going to take 800, divide it by 5, and then whatever that value is, I'm going to multiply 4 times that value to get the total number out of 800 people who own a bicycle. So to set that up, I'm just going to do 800 divided by 5. 5 goes into 8 one time. 5 times 1 is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. Bring down the 0. 5 goes into 30 6 times. Okay, 6 times 5 is 30. And then bring down the 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times. So our multiplier is going to be 160. So you're going to multiply 5 times 160 to get the 800. And then 4 times 160 is going to give you the number that you are trying to figure out. Okay? So that is how you would set up and solve number 1. Now for the rest of them, I'm going to set them up and I'm not going to work through every single one of them, but we are going to set them up and talk about what we have. So let's look at number 2. Number 2 says a survey of Mr. Thorne's class shows that 5 out of 8 students will buy lunch today. Based on the result, how many of the 720 students in the school will buy today? So you've got 5 people buy lunch out of 8 total. That's how we're going to set this up. And over here, you've got buy lunch and your total. And what we're looking at up here, it says we have 720 total students. Now, the total goes with the total. So we're going to have 720. Now, you are going to find how this is connected to this. So you're going to take 720. You're going to divide it by 8. And I know that 8 times 9 is 72. 8 goes into 72 9 times. 9 times 8 is 72. 0, 0. 8 goes into 0 0 times. So 90 is our multiplier. So that's going to be times 90. This is going to be times 90. So 5 times 90 would give you the number that you buy. Now, for the rest, I'm going to read them and we will sort them out. However, I'm not going to make it so easy for you where you have everything that is set up so easy. So if we look at number 3, it says the ratio of the number of baskets made by Tony to the number of baskets made by Colin is 2 to 3. Tony made 10 baskets. How many baskets did Colin make? Now, for this, you have to keep it in order. So you've got the baskets for Tony first, Tony to Colin. So that's Tony. This is Colin. The original ratio is 2 to 3. And it says Tony made 10 biscuits, 10 baskets, not biscuits. So you put the baskets with the baskets that Tony makes and the baskets with the baskets that Colin makes. So the 10 baskets for Tony also goes on the top. So you've got to see how 2 is connected to 10 and solve for the missing value. All right, we're going to keep going. Number 4, it says in the school choir, there is 1 boy for every 4 girls. So the things we're comparing are boys to girls. 1 boy for every 4 girls. And when we come over here to set it up, you got to have boys, same order, to girls. It says there are a total of 11 boys. How many girls are in the choir? So we're going from 1 boy to 11 boys. You see how 1 is connected to 11. And you're going to use the same multiplier on the bottom to get the number of girls in the choir. All right, let's look at numbers 5. Number 5, Liberty Middle School has 600 students. Now you got to think about that. That's 600 students in the school. In Anna's class, 3 out of 8 total students walk to school. So you got 3 that walk out of 8 total. So we're doing walkers to total. and it says there are 600 students in the school. So that you've got to decide, is that going to be the number of walkers or is that going to be our total students? Well, it says there are 600 in the school, so you know that that goes with the total. So now you'll divide 600 by 8 to get your multiplicative value, and then you multiply 3 times that same value to get the number of kids who walk. All right, let's set up number 6. Let's read it. Pine Hill Middle School has 300 students. 300 students are in the school. That's what that means. In Zoe's class, 2 out of 5 students belong to a club. So we got kids in a club and we have total. We have kids in a club and we have total. So it says 2 out of every 5 belong to a club. Now, let's look back at our problem and see, what do we do with the other value? We've got 300 students. Is that going to be the club or the total? Well, it says the school has that many, so that's 300 total. So to solve this one, you're going to take your 300, you're going to divide it by 5, and that's going to give you your multiplicative value that connects these two. So whatever you multiply 5 times to get 300, you're going to multiply 2 times to get the number of kids in a club. Pretty easy, huh? All right, let's look at the next one. All right, this one says, in a survey, the ratio of students who prefer popcorn to potato chips, there's your ratio relationship right there. Popcorn, that's what we're comparing, to chips. The popcorn to chips is 3 popcorn for every 4 chips. So when we set it up, popcorn to chips, notice popcorn to popcorn, chips to chips. If the number of students who surveyed prefer popcorn is 360, how many preferred chips? So we're trying to find this. So we're going from 3 popcorn to 360 popcorn. So you need to see what number times 3 is 360. So you're actually dividing 360 by 3. So when you set that up, 360 divided by 3, that should be an easy one. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes, bring down your 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. And 3 goes into 0 0 times. So 120 would be your multiplier. So 3 times 120 is 360, and 4 times 120 would be the chips. All right, and let's look at number 8. In a neighborhood, the ratio of houses with swing sets to houses without swing sets is 3 to 5. So that tells you with swings and without swings, it's going to be 3 to 5. So if I set this up, I got swings to no swings. Swings to no swings. So looking at this, it says 3 swings for 5 with no swings. It says if the number of houses with swing sets is 270, so the 270 goes with swings, so that would be on top, then how many do not have swing sets? So that's what we're trying to figure out. How is 3 connected to 270? To solve for this, you divide 270 by 3. That would give you your multiplier, and whatever you multiply 3 times to get 270, you're going to multiply 5 times to get the answer to the question for no swing sets, okay? Hopefully this helps. Hopefully you're following directions. Remember, 2 things. To set up the ratio, you've got to have the model. You got to have like items together, boys with boys, girls with girls, swing sets with swing sets, no swing sets with no swing sets, popcorn with popcorn, chips with chips. Then you just find how they're connected, and whatever you multiply one value times to get the other value, you multiply this other value times that same number to get the missing value that you're solving for. I hope this helps. It's all about setting it up, and if you just set it up, you should be able to solve it pretty easily. Thank you. Now, how do I stop